School Board meeting for June the 2nd called to order. Roll call, Ms. Jenkins.
Ms. Richards?
Present.
Mr. Telfer?
Here.
Ms. Abrams?
Here.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Present.
Mr. Duncan?
Here.
Mr. Bush?
Seems like we're screaming tonight. Here!
She said me
told
and
me
Janice,
when
she
talking loud
couldn't
enough.
hear us, so.
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
I'm here.
Ms. Simmons?
Here.
Mr. Meegan?
Present.
All right, thank you. If you would please stand, join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Consider approval of a board minutes from May 19th, 2020. Do I hear a motion to accept them?
Make a motion that we accept the minutes?
Motion made by Ms. Abrams.
Second.
Second by Mr. Westmoreland. Electronic voting, please.
Online voting is open. Mr. Bush?
Mr. President, I'm sorry I left my computer at home, so I'm going to have to do voice vote tonight. Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Item 2A, Capital Outlay Committee of the Whole from May 19th, 2020. Do I hear a motion to accept the committee report?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Duncan,
Second.
second by Ms. Simmons. Electronic voting, please.
Online voting is open. Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 2B, Personnel Committee Report from June 2nd, 2020.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would like to, please, if we can do it like we did it in the Personnel Committee meeting, separate each item individually for our votes.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to separate the Personnel Committee meeting into 3 separate items.
Second.
Second by Ms. Simmons. Any objections? Okay, no objections, so we'll move forward with the Personnel Committee. Do we have the 3 names, Superintendent? You want to
Yes.
read those?
Yes. We're going to recognize the 2?
We'll do them one at a time.
Okay. So for principal of Parent Early Learning Center, the recommendation, which was approved by the committee, Ms. Lorinda Elzy, who's here tonight, and I see that she has some friends with her in the back. We also have,
On that one, let's get a motion and a second.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Lorinda Elzy as
Motion
parent
by Ms.
principal.
Rose, second by Mr. Westmoreland. Any discussion on that? Questions or comments?
Only if she brings Mr. Elsie back to Ponchatoula.
I
You have
object to that. We like Mr. Elsie right where he's at.
Any other questions or comments? Online voting then for the first one,
Ms. Elzy.
for Ms. Elsie.
Online voting is open. Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Congratulations, but yes.
Motion passes.
You want to introduce them afterwards or go through?
I guess we'll do them all and then let them come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Item 2, Ms.
Yes.
Superintendent.
So we'll go through each one, and then we'll have you come up and address the board. So our next principal that we would like to have the board vote on is for Jewel Sumner High School, Ms. Shaughnessy Matthews.
Do we hear a motion?
I make a motion?
Okay, we have a motion. Second by Ms. Richards. Any discussion? I will say this, I was very pleased with the Facebook post we put out, just trying to let the public and the Sumner area know, and the Sumner family, and I was extremely pleased with a number of shares and likes and positive comments. So I'm looking forward to working with her upon board approval, obviously. But I was very pleased with the support in the community. So we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other questions? Online voting then?
Online voting is open. Mr. Bush?
Congratulations, yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
It's a yes for me. I don't know why it didn't come up.
He said yes.
It's a yes. I don't know why it didn't come up.
Motion passes.
Congratulations. All right, Ponchatoula High School.
Ponchatoula High School, the recommendation is Dr. Anna Faye Caminita.
Okay, do I hear that in the form of a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, Ms. Robbins,
Second.
second by Mr. Bush. Any discussion?
I'd like to make a couple of comments. Nothing against Ms. Kamamita. I've never met her. I'm sure she's going to be wonderful, but I just really can't support the vote. Nothing against you or the committee that recommended, or Ms. Stilley. It's her authority, full authority, to, hire who she feels is the best candidate. But I felt like we had some very strong candidates that were at the high school for several years, and I feel like we're kind of passing over some of our veteran people. And nothing against you. I'm a longtime, supporter of Ponchatoula High. I went there. My family went there. I was a way vet. I mean, it's my heart. And my community was really hoping that we would get someone local, and I know we had some qualified candidates, and it just kind of hurts my heart that we're not rewarding, or not that they're not deserving of the position. They are very deserving of the position, but I just can't really support the recommendation, and I'm sure you'll get the job, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll be there to support you 100%, but I just had to say what's in my heart. And I do appreciate, the committee. I know that's probably 100+ years of educators making that decision, and it's not my right or job really to override that position, but I just feel in my heart that I just had to say what I needed to say.
Absolutely. Ms. Simmons?
I'm not in favor either, but not because of the candidate, because the candidate was hired to help LaRondra get better, and she has done that, and everybody brags on her, and I felt like she needed to be there longer to complete that. But the other thing too, I do represent a large area in Ponchatoula, large area, and I feel also that we had some qualified candidates there that were almost equally qualified, and again, I worry about us sometimes not hiring those individuals that have gone through the ranks and worked really, really hard through the years to get to that position, to be a principal at a high school, especially if they're qualified and they've done everything they need to do to get there. I think they need to be rewarded by being hired for those positions from the area from which they live. And also, too, we don't want our people to leave to go to St. Tammany and other places that pay more. So thus, to keep them here, I feel like we need to offer them these advantages to be able to have a higher position when that time comes. But nothing against Ms. Stilley, of course, and definitely Ms. Carmenita, because Dr. Carmenita, because it's not that at all. It's just my convictions and something I've been praying about in this situation.
Any other questions?
I would like to say, I do represent the LaRondra area, and when we hired Dr. Caminita last year, a lot of people from LaRondra applied for that position, hometown people from LaRondra, and we felt the same way. But we opened our arms and we let her come into our school, and she's done an amazing job, and I think she's going to do the same for Ponchatoula High School, and I just hope everyone gives her that equal opportunity.
Mr. Bush?
Thank you. The first question I asked is the process. I was not a school board member when the process was developed. The process was followed. Here's our recommendation. I also agree with both of my colleagues, Ms. Dominguez and Ms. Bailey Simmons, on some ideas about being a Ponchatoula graduate. My son just graduated. My daughter's going to be an 11th grader there this year. So obviously, congratulations in order. But I would like to just spend 1 minute to just say there was a story about a young man who was sent to the front lines of a war to bring a lunch to his brothers, and when he got there, he saw this giant screaming at the group to come fight me. And no one would fight him except this little punky 17-year-old kid. He had to have some confidence. He had to have some faith in himself. And for you to show up and go to the issue in the valley, which is not a giant, but it's Ponchatoula High School, because it is the biggest high school in our parish, you have to be confident. You have to be sure of your abilities. My only advice would be to bring more than one rock. Probably going to need more than one, but I will support you 1,000% in our high school. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And we've had this discussion before, but just wanted to clarify that it's not this board's or previous board's policy that we're following. State law defines what our role is, and state law defines what her role is. So we're not following our policy, we're following state law. State law, like I think Ms. Stilley said during the personnel meeting, we typically would not even vote on this. Nobody else votes on this. This is her deal, this is her hire, and we hire her. But we're following state law, not another board's policy. Any other questions, Mr. Duncan?
I'm hoping, just on that note, Mr. Toller, that tonight this vote is a historic vote in the sense that I am hopeful that this is the last time that the Tangipahoa Parish School Board will vote on any sort of hiring recommendation from the superintendent.
Amen.
We have been waiting for months now for Judge Lamel to sign our final agreement, which will remove the requirement that the board vote on the superintendent's hiring recommendations. We're hopeful that the judge is going to sign that final agreement any day now, and it's my hope that it will be before we have to do any other votes like this. So I just wanted to note that. And I did also want to mention that, when I ran for the board, it was always my hope that the board would get removed from these types of highly political votes. It's been my belief that these types of decisions are best made by our administrators, the educators with all of those years' experience. And to the extent that I had to vote on things like this, I had a two-part test, which is similar to what Mr. Bush said. Was the process followed correctly, and is the person recommended qualified for the position? And as long as those two questions were answered in the affirmative, I felt like it would be improper for me to substitute my judgment for the superintendent's judgment. To me, that was a very slippery road to ever try to go down, and I'm thankful for that rule, because I can tell you that the person that Ms. Dominguez is referring to that did not get recommended is somebody that I've been close to since I was in high school. She and I went to church together. Her dad is somebody that I've always admired and respected and felt like he was a huge mentor for me. And it's very difficult to not support her in this particular vote. But I'm going to stick to the same standard I've always stuck to. I'm going to remain consistent and vote to support the superintendent's recommendation for those reasons. But again, it is my hope and prayer that this is the last time that this board will have to make such a politically charged decision, and that going forward we will be able to follow state law and leave these things to the superintendent where it belongs.
Okay, Mr. Bush?
I'm sorry to go back, but I think as a Ponchatoula School Board member, I can't leave this without saying, Ms. Foster, thank you for 32 years at the same school. And thank you to Danny Strickland, Ponchatoula High School principal. He's not here tonight. Your services will not be forgotten.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Call for electronic voting, please.
Voting is open. Ms. Simmons?
No.
Bush?
Congratulations. Yes.
Motion
All right, thank you. I'd like to give the superintendent the floor to introduce our new principals to us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to start with our Parent Early Learning Center new principal, Ms. Lorinda Elzey, and I'm going to ask Ms. Elzey to come up to the podium and share any words that she would like to share with us tonight. Congratulations.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Still for recommending me to the board, and to the board for approving her recommendation. I appreciate your belief in me and your vote of confidence that I can lead the school. I'm excited, overjoyed, and looking forward to the new chapter in my career. I have been in education for 24 years, and those years have been spent at parent. And I've served as a teacher and as an assistant principal. And although I have had many accomplishments, none of them could have been possible without the love and support of my wonderful family. My husband Reggie and our two sons, Ryan and Reese, have been by my side the entire time. They've provided me with inspiration and motivation. They have been my rock. They have been my sole source of motivation. I don't know what I would do without them. But I love them dearly, and I want you to know that I love them. I have also been receiving a lot of support from my extended family and friends. They have been with me along the way. They have been in my corner cheering me on. And because of that, I have been ever so grateful. I am appreciative and thankful to have them in my life. And then there's my parent family. These other people I work with, work alongside, and have done so for many years. We all share the same love for our school, dedication to our students, a passion for teaching, and a willingness to work together to make our school the best that it can be. And I am thrilled, so thrilled to be able to lead such an eager, enthusiastic, and motivated group of educators. As you can see, I'm excited and I'm happy because I love our school and I love the community that it's surrounded by. And I'm ready to take this next step in my journey. And thanks again to all of you for believing in me and giving me this opportunity to serve as principal. And I am looking forward to an awesome upcoming school.
Amen.
Thank you. Congratulations. Our next principal that we would like to recognize is Ms. Shaughnessy Matthews, the principal at Jewel Sumner High School. Ms. Matthews, if you would like to say a few words. Congratulations.
Good evening. But I'm speaking from my heart tonight. So first of all, to Superintendent Stilly, Board President Tom Toller, also board members and constituents of Tangipahoa Parish, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to express my gratitude for becoming the principal of Jewel Sumner High School. I think this year is going to be awesome. I'm very excited to bring my experience and all of my skills to the Tangipahoa Parish school system, which I've been dreaming to work for so long. So I'm very ecstatic to be here tonight, and I promise you that I have an open door policy. I look forward to seeing you all spaces at Jewel Sumner High School soon as we strive for success, and I'm going to give you some cowboy boots.
Miss Matthews, some of you will get tired of seeing, I guarantee you. But we also, what Randy was saying earlier, I want to thank Coach Stuckey, Jay Stuckey, for his years of service to Sumner. They have set you up for success, and I know you will continue that success, so congratulations.
Who do you have with you?
This is my son. He's a hawk, but we're trying to see if he's going to be a cowboy.
Our next principal we would like to congratulate and have come to the podium for Ponchatoula High School, Dr. Anna Faye Caminita.
first want to thank the Lord for allowing me to encounter challenges. That's what my career is about. That's how I'm built. I won't have rocks in my pocket, but I have a whole lot of strategy that I've learned.
Oh, you're gonna need rocks, I can promise. My daughter goes there, you're gonna need rocks.
I'd like to thank this board and Superintendent Silly for believing in me and trusting me. I always set out to do my 100% best, and that is to achieve. I'm very competitive. My ultimate goal is to make Ponchatoula High School an A. I want to thank Mr. Strickland for what he has done, carrying the school this amount of time at the rank it has been is incredible and it's challenging work. So I'd like to ultimately thank him for what he has done. I'd like to also thank my parents. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my mother and father who could not be here today because they have compromised immune systems. But without their support, dedication from a young child all the way through my adult career, I wouldn't be where I am today. I have my husband here with me who supports me through the education endeavor down in the city and now here on the North Shore where I absolutely love it. We know that being married to a principal is extremely challenging. It's time restraints, it's effort, it's talent, all working together in one. And I look forward to working with our Ponchatoula community, those seasoned members that we talked about today, pulling them together in a shared leadership approach to move Ponchatoula forward. That is my plan. I plan to make it the best that we can together in that collaborative effort. So thank you again for allowing me to be here and to take this honor.
Congratulations.
Mr. Toller, could I say, I am glad to see you're on a great start with the green on tonight.
She still has that black. I have to say she's still wearing that black, though. She'll be a wolf at heart.
No, it's important. I emailed you, I don't know if you got it, but I said, throw the red away, get you some green. That's pretty much what the email said.
All right. Congratulations, welcome. We look forward to working with you. On behalf of the board, if anytime you need our help for something, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. That's what we want to do, is we want to help you succeed. So, on to our item 3A, which I think has been pulled. Is that correct? Update on the charter school?
Yeah, I just wanted to let the board know that the charter application that was submitted for review has been pulled. The person who submitted it has pulled her application off the table, and so the board will not have to consider it at all this school year, but she may submit it for the next time next year in 2021.
Okay. Item B?
Yes, item B, we have several policies that we need to ask the board to approve, to refer to our policy committee. We have quite a few, as you may be aware. We've been working with forethought on our policy manual to review policies, to make suggestions for revisions and changes, and many of these are related to that. The first one is the EBBD, which is emergency closing of schools. EFD, the business and technology disaster recovery. GAEAA is the sexual harassment policy, to go back to policy committee. GBE is on assignment. GBN, dismissal of employees. GBRL, which talks about holidays. And then also the testing policy committee, GBRIBC, which is the emergency paid sick leave and emergency family and medical leave. These are all policies that I asked the board to approve to send to policy.
Do we hear that in form of a motion?
Move to refer.
Mr. Duncan made the motion
Second.
to refer, second by Ms. Simmons. Any discussion, questions? Electronic voting?
Voting is now open. Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Any other updates, Ms. Tilley?
I just have a couple. One, I just wanted to let the board know and the public that we have decided to extend the transfer request to the 15th of June. Part of that decision was made because we have heard some feedback of individuals having difficulty submitting their online transfer or having access issues with the transfers. And so once we begin phase 2, which will be Friday, they can actually go into our registration office to complete those transfers if they need to for assistance. And so that's due to COVID-19 pandemic. And so, but we are committed to having all of our principals with their transfer list in their hands by June 24th, even though we're extending that a little bit because of COVID-19. Also on the summer school front, we will kick off Monday, June 8th with our summer school full virtual this year. And we have over 1,000 students signed up for summer school. We've never had that much. I see Miss Marquita Jackson in the audience. She's our lead, project lead on that. I think typically we have maybe 200 to 300 in summer school, but if you remember correctly, we've kind of extended it to any family that was interested in their child participating in the summer program. So the tent outside, which we kind of joked about in the beginning, is for the distributing of the Chromebooks. This is one of the sites that will be distributing Chromebooks and hotspot Wi-Fi to the students and their families. We'll have 3 locations, I think, the central, north, and south. Then we'll have another location again for anyone that didn't make one of those pickup points. And so this summer, which is a good opportunity for us to look at, so almost like a pilot in the sense of the technology and knowing where the hotspots will work and where they won't work effectively. It's going to help us position to be in a much better situation in August. So we're excited about kicking off our full virtual for the summer starting Monday. Also, I just want to remind the public and the board as well about the opening of school in August. We've received, quite a few inquiries about, what will August look like, and, quite honestly, we're not sure what August will look like. And so we're preparing for 3 different scenarios for August for the start back of school. We're working in collaboration with the Department of Education, along with the CDC guidelines, to make sure that we have the safety of our employees and our children as the number 1 priority. And so as we get closer to July, mid-July, we'll know more. We also will continue to offer the learning options for families, which they can do full virtual, blended, or traditional. What we're preparing to do this week, which you will see this on our website or Facebook page, is where parents can go online and type in the questions they have about the full virtual and blended. Then we want to take those questions and do a frequently asked questions document that we can post for everyone to see. And then also do some videos that address the questions that parents are asking. So all of that will be unfolding this week and next week. We want to educate our parents about the options, whether it's full virtual or blended or traditional. And so that's just an update on where we are in terms of preparing for August. Any questions?
Any other questions on that? Before we start board member comments, I just would like to put a little bit of instructions. Everybody got a packet today, which is the superintendent's evaluation. Please have those back to us by June 16th. An envelope, and then Ms. Abrams and I will collect the data and compile everything for the board, and then we'll move forward with that process. The other thing, the note on that is her contract goes out at the end of December. We have to let her know in 6 months in advance whether or not we're going to extend her contract, renew it, whatever. So that's June 30th. So if the board has any discussions or has any ideas as far as whether you want to see the contract renewed, not renewed, if we don't do anything, it will renew for another year automatically. But we have the option to modify whatever. So after the meeting or whenever, if you want to let me know, and we'll move forward with whatever the decisions the board has. With that being said, I'm going to start down here. Ms. Rose?
Okay, great. Again, I'd just like to welcome our brand new principals, and also to thank Ms. Foster. I've really enjoyed working with you over the years. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure your teachers and your kids are going to miss you a lot, and we really wish you well in every endeavor. I'd also like to, extend my wishes to Mr. Strickland. He's not here. I worked with him a long time, and of course, Ms. Foster before him, and I'm really going to miss him. He's a good guy, he's a nice guy, and I wish him well. I know he's going to do good in his retirement. He's going to enjoy it. And Mr. Stuckey, too. I've known Mr. Stuckey up at Sumner a long time because my son did pole vaulting, and of course, he did pole vaulting and track coaching at that time. So good luck to all our principals. I really, like I said, I'll be Ms. Kamamita behind you 100%. And I really wish you well, and any of the principals, y'all can reach out and let us know what we can do for you. We surely will do what we can. So thank you and welcome aboard.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Good tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Moore?
I just want to extend my congratulations to all of the principals who have been adopted by the board tonight. I know that we have a lot of new strategies that have to be put into place, and so I'm just wishing you guys well. And just remember that there are a lot of children out there who are going to be struggling to make the adjustment, and I just appreciate everything that you guys are faced with, and hoping the best for you.
Congratulations. We're going to miss you out in Laranja, Dr. Kamita. We're hoping that we get somebody of your caliber back out in Laranja soon. To all the graduates, we're happy that you are actually getting a graduation. We know it's not going to be a typical graduation. The tickets will be limited per school, whether you have 900 graduates or 200 graduates, whatever. Just be patient with your principals. Have your parties at your home or at another event. We're going to try to live stream those so the parents can go to the graduations. Grandparents, aunts, uncles can watch it from another facility and celebrate with your graduate at another facility. We know it's not something we typically would wanted to do, but at least we are getting a graduation, and we wish all of our graduates the best of luck. You deserve it.
Richards?
Robin, I just don't know if grandparents are going to be able to miss the graduation. We worked too hard for this. I'd like to say congratulations to the principals, and I just have to say to Ms. Matthews, you're going to get some cowboy boots, but you're going to have a hopping kangaroo right with you. And we welcome you to the Kentwood area, and whatever it is that we can do, because we're such a close-knit family there. We're almost like a combined school. So
Until we play each other.
Until we play, and then then you'll understand kangaroo country. But welcome to Kentwood.
Ms. Simmons?
I want to congratulate our new principals tonight, and I'm supportive of all of you. I also want to thank the past principals for their years of service and their dedication to the schools, and wish them well in the rest of their life. And also, too, I'm excited that we are having some sort of graduation, because I know there was a lot of tears shed, a lot of heartache over the fact that they didn't get the normal graduation, but I'm so thankful to our staff and all for working this out, that we will be able to have some sort of graduation, and congratulations to you.
My heart breaks for the George Floyd family. Just want to pass my condolences in our country today. And I can just been praying very hard that the last few days that God would help me make decisions when I make decisions for our children from K to 12th grade, from Kentwood to Manshot, that my decisions are based on all of these children are so precious, and that we as board members give every one of them an equal opportunity to walk out of our school system as these seniors are fixing to walk out and be ready for life. And once again, congratulations to our 3 new principals.
Yes. I just want to say that I want to congratulate Ms. Patty Foster on her retirement. And Patty and I have known each other for a long time. We were in methods classes back in the day, long time ago, at Southeastern University, and we had a lot of fun times. And I know her heart has always been a panda at Parent Early Learning Center, and she lived and breathed that school and her family. And so I just want to congratulate you on your retirement, and you certainly deserve many years of happiness riding off into the sunset.
And once again, just to reiterate, I want to congratulate the new principals. I think Jay Stuckey is the last teacher at Sumner that was there when I was there. He was my track coach. So, but God works in mysterious ways. Technology's not always been his friend. For anybody that knows Coach Stuckey, you can't find a cell phone on him. You can't find him online. But as we're coming to this part of our history with virtual schools, Sumner's getting a principal that has years of experience in the virtual world. So God works in mysterious ways. I'm sad to see Coach Stuckey leave, but I'm glad to see us getting someone with a lot of experience in that. So congratulations, Ms. Matthews.
Mr. Tohar, I make a motion that we change the parent name from a parent panda to a parent green wave. I'm second on that. What? Y'all wearing green?
Before we get hurt in here, anything else to be brought before the board?
We'll move to enter executive session. Are we doing?
We have a motion to enter into executive session. Do we have any public input after that, Ms. Jenkins? We do not have any public input after executive sessions. We have a motion on the floor to enter executive session.
Let me read the.
Go ahead.
Move to enter executive session to consider the case of Peyton Cephalou, Joshua Bourne versus Tangipahoa Parish School Board. I think that's all we got put on there.
Okay, we have a motion, a second by Ms. Simmons. Any objection? Hearing none. Executive session.
Channel 17, proudly serving the Florida parishes.
All right, board is back in session. Do I hear a motion from the executive session?
Move to adopt council's recommendation.
We have a motion to accept the council's recommendation.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Simmons. Any objection? Hearing no objection, motion passes. No input, no public input. That being said, meeting adjourned.